All right, let's talk about my training for like 18 minutes straight. See if I can make it through the whole thing. So in this video, you'll see some cleans in the beginning, some front squats after that, I think some deadlifts after that, some more cleans, some back squat, and some straight arm front squat. So a lot of squatting, some pretty shitty deadlifting, and some like okay cleans. I'm getting pretty frustrated in this gym that I train in because this guy in like the corner of the frame over here, a lot of people like him that train here. I really hate being the person that like complains about a training environment or circumstances or whatever, but I hate that I have to deal with assholes like this dude because I'm just in here cleaning, minding my own business. Like, I train in the very corner of this gym when I do cleans or squats, like when I'm doing something that I know that I want to record. And my tripod doesn't really take up much space at all. Like, I'm very courteous and very aware of my surroundings as far as like putting the tripod down. Very respectful of like people's boundaries, even if they're only like doing dumb shit that like doesn't amount to anything anyway. I'm still gonna be respectful of what they're doing. And this asshole in the corner over here is just like mumbling and like bitching about the way that I'm training the entire time I'm lifting. And I could hear him the whole time. And I know that he wanted me to hear him. And he like got off on the fact that I wasn't like retaliating or like crashing out or like going crazy on him, because I'm sure it makes him feel really good. And I'm sure it makes him think that like he can talk shit to somebody like me, somebody that looks like me or whatever. And I don't do anything back. I'm sure that makes him feel really badass and stuff. But whatever. I don't really give a shit, man. I'm not gonna like lay out like a foundation of like moral discourse about like why I feel the way I do about that or whatever. I'm not gonna change anybody's mind about how they feel about gym etiquette or whatever. But that was bullshit and pretty fucking annoying. I probably wouldn't have trained as hard as I did for this clean session had it not been for that guy talking shit. He called me an ego lifter after one of my sets, probably like the next one that you're gonna see. I don't really know exactly what I loaded on this day or the reps that I did or whatever. This is 285 right here for a double. I think I did like 5 doubles. I started at like 275. I did 75, 85, 95, 305, and then I attempted 315 or something like that. Maybe I went like 300 in the middle and then 315. All I know is I did doubles up to 315, and I think I attempted 315 for a double twice, made the first rep both times and missed the second. I would say that I don't, how do I put this? I would say that what somebody else says or does or how they behave has nothing to do with the way that I train and has no influence on it. However, I did attempt that 315 double another time out of spite because I wanted to make noise at that point. I wanted to be a little bit arrogant with my training at that point. And like the extent of my arrogance in the gym is literally me like not caring about missing cleans, which is a pretty conservative bout of arrogance. It's just funny, man. If you're somebody that has ever done any style of like Olympic lifting or even some sorts of powerlifting in a certain gym, like you'll probably understand what I mean. You can still see this guy in the corner right here, and I don't mean to make this whole video about him. I don't even fuck about him, but maybe the past couple minutes of me bitching about him does indicate that I give a fuck about him. But yeah, pretty tough miss right there. It kind of rolled down my shirt. If I had chalk on my shirt, I might have made that, and I'll try to put my money where my mouth is there and chalk up my shirt the next time and hopefully make it. But yeah, man, this guy was just doing nothing. He was just sitting around like creepily coaching this girl through like a shitty training session of like super partial range of motion lifts and not getting anything done. So y'all try to shut the fuck up about him now, but just don't be like that guy, man. And if you're going to let somebody like that get to you, let them get to you by you attempting heavier lifts and attempting more volume of training, because that's what I tried to do here, and I'm glad I did it, even though I missed this second rep. And I guess I'm full of shit because I did chalk my shirt up and I still missed anyway. But I think that had to do with a little bit of arousal and fatigue, if you will. But whatever, man, such is life. That was a good clean session regardless, even though I had some misses. I did some front squats right after. This is 315 for a single. That's usually like the last front squat warm-up I'll take if I'm doing anything above 315. Similarly to how I do that with back squat with, say, like 365 or 405, maybe 385 if I need something in between. But yeah, that moves fast, man. I'm pretty happy with how 315 is feeling in the front rack, how it's moving. I took it for a set of 5 afterwards. Felt pretty doable, especially after 10 heavy cleans and 4 attempts at 315 for clean and 2 misses on those doubles, on that second rep of both of those doubles. So this was a really good session. I don't really remember what I did right after this. It was some sort of like GHR trunk or maybe like some Nordics or something like that, but I got a little bit more of like trunk or like leg volume in afterwards that was non-barbell related, which is usually how I structure my training nowadays. Sometimes I'll do one lift in a session and just hit it super hard, like back squat, for example. If I'm back squatting, I usually only back squat in the session. I usually train on pretty limited time. But if I am doing 2 lifts, it's probably like some kind of clean, some kind of squat, like a non-back squat variation, like a front squat or maybe like a pause squat or something like that. A non-classic variation, I guess I should say. And then sometimes I'll do like a GHR or a Nordic or something, or I'll put it on another day. Every week I'm just trying to clean heavy, sometimes throw in a clean variation on another day too. I try to squat to some extent every week. It's pretty much a non-negotiable for me. I either front or back squat pretty much every week. I try to deadlift or do some kind of heavy hinge every single week, and then I do some upper. I don't bench at the moment. I pause bench 308 a couple months ago. I think on New Year's Day or like January 2nd or something, I pause bench 308, and I think I touch and go like 325, and I just don't really care to push the bench much more than that, at least not right now. Maybe if I get to the point in my life where I can't really continue to PR my clean or be on the periphery of PR my clean, I'll return to the bench or something like that, but I'm just not willing to let it take up a lot of space in my training. If I can maintain some of the tissue on my chest, some of that mass there, by doing like 8 to 12 sets of like dips and push-ups and like some kind of press variation, maybe it's dumbbell bench or maybe it's flat barbell bench, something like that each week, and I'm happy with how that tissue looks. Same thing goes with the lats. Not that there's really like a classic lift for the lats that attaches to the ego the same way that the bench does, or the squat or the deadlift or the clean or whatever it is. That's kind of how I approach my chest and lat training. I just try to keep it at a point where I'm not dissatisfied with how those body parts look, I guess. I like doing my training on my feet. I like the squat, I like the deadlift, I like the clean. When I can do snatch and jerk, I like to do that a lot too. But yeah, man, the guy that just walked in the back, I don't know how much I should talk about people in my videos that train in my gym, but the only reason why I'm talking about that guy is because he's awesome. That guy that just walked in the back is awesome. There's always like a couple people in your gym that are turds, and then there's a couple people that are just like maybe really cool socially, but that guy is always quiet, always to himself, always just body builds like crazy, close grip benches 315 for like multiple reps. Just comes in, gets after it. He's huge. He seems really pleasant, and he never says any weird shit, man. And that's what makes a commercial gym or a semi-private gym training environment worthwhile. Isn't really even the word, just like not terrible. And it sucks that a lot of people fuck that up for other people in the gym, but whatever. I'm not going to be a social rights activist for the gym. Try not to be overly sensitive or hypervigilant about everybody around me, but it is cool to see other people go hard in the gym, because some people don't. Anyway, I think this is 405 here. Yeah, took this for a double. I haven't done 405 for more than a single in a while. Double moved pretty good. I think if I were to take that to RER or RP, or RER 0 or RPE 10, on this particular day, I probably could have got 3, maybe 4 if I really went all in, but I was trying to go heavier afterwards, so took 415 afterwards. I did 415 2 weeks prior to this, and it moved pretty well. That was like my penultimate top set 2 weeks ago, and then I took it on this day. It moved all right. I got like a weird hip shift going on or whatever, but the overall bar speed was okay. I took 425 after this 415 single right here, and I got pretty pitted by it. So no, I made it. It was all right. It wasn't super fast, but yeah, 193 kilo, 425 back squat right here. This is the same amount that I did 2 weeks ago. And I'd like to say that I moved it faster, but I don't really think I did. All I know is loading 200 kilos after this, 440 pounds, and getting pitted by it really sucked. I thought I had that in me, and I probably do if I'm not doing all these working reps prior. I was yapping a lot when I did that 170 kilo, 374 pound triple earlier, right before that 405 double, 184 kilo, 405 double, and then that 193, 425 single right there. But yeah, I wanted 200 on this day, and I think if I wouldn't have done all that work prior, I probably would have made it, but I don't know what it is. I guess I'm not confident grinding through this sticking point, or I just don't have it. Honestly, even if I would have made this, I wouldn't really be super happy grinding out a 200 kilo squat this bad anyway. So obviously a slow make is better than a miss, like you see right there, but I probably just am overshooting that top set quite a bit. So hopefully that 200 kilo squat is in the cards soon. I think I've squatted 200 kilos every year since like 2020 or something like that. So obviously I'm going to do that again this year, but I'd like to PR my squat this year to some effect. So I got to beat 460 pounds. What did I do on this following day? I didn't have a ton of time, so I did some no hook power clean plus high hang clean. I busted my thumb open at my job a couple days prior to this, or maybe the day before this. I don't know. I think maybe the day before this. So I couldn't really do hook grip. I have this like ghetto Band-Aid on that kept slipping off because of the sweat. It was a nightmare. But I don't think I've set a standard on a complex like this. I mean, you could put together any like permutation of complex and hit some type of like PR or standard or whatever on it whenever you wanted, but I don't think that I've done this particular one before, but it felt good. I ended up working up to 120 kilos, 265 pounds, and I missed it, actually. I made the power, and then I missed the clean after, because I think I just got, I don't know, my nervous system just got like confused with like the coordination of the eccentric portion of a clean or the eccentric portion of like a hang clean, because I don't really do a lot of those at all. When I played football, I did them quite often. They made us do them pretty often, but I never do stuff from the hang, man. I never do like drop catch stuff, like cycle, like no barbell cycling, nothing like that. I could probably use that, and it's kind of a fun stimulus, so maybe I'll throw that in as a variation here and there. But yeah, that one that you just saw was 110 kilo, 245 pound. That was very easy. And then I put on 120 kilo, and there you go. Got pitted. I don't know. I mean, after back squatting really heavy, I can't expect a lot out of cleans. If my back's fatigued, I can't expect the front rack to be that good. Yeah, stupid little pump fake there because I guess I thought the camera wasn't on, but I took this again afterwards because I thought I might be able to make it, and I was wrong. Power clean, pretty easy. That just like drop catch and like eccentric portion right there, I just yeah, I don't know, I just like malfunctioned. But yeah, I didn't have a lot of time, so I moved on right after that, and I did some dips and chin-ups, and I think maybe I did some like GHR sit-ups or something like that. I'm just now realizing I talked all over that like deadlift portion of this video, but it doesn't really matter. If I'm squatting really to any effect previously in the week, I can't expect a ton out of my deadlift, man. And I'm naturally a better deadlifter than a squatter anyway, so squat's always going to get more attention than that. But yeah, hopefully I can pull it together with the deadlift a little bit. I'll look into this a little further, but I might go as far as saying that, like, as long as they're equally like stimulative and effortful, a front squat session might interrupt a deadlift for me later in the week more than a back squat session. But who knows? I might be full of shit. I tattooed my palm. Or I didn't. I got my tattooed palm. No, I got my palm tattooed. Damn. During the week of this front squat clip right here, so that's why I'm wearing a glove like an idiot and doing straight arm front squat like an idiot. I thought this would feel basically the same as a normal front squat, and I was wrong. I think I'm in the shape to do 345 for a triple, the weight you see on the bar right here, and I couldn't even double it straight arm. So yeah, and I guess I have this 345 in there twice. So yeah, it's like 157 kilo, 345 pound for a single, and a missed second rep, but I backed down to 143, 315 afterwards and did that for like 4 or 5 doubles. Can't really remember. But yeah, man, that's all I got. So I'm gonna leave off on this 315 double. If you made it 18 minutes, listen to me yap about my gym and people in my gym and my training and whatever else, then good on you. Hopefully I'm able to make another video pretty soon. See you later.